Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome out to our final Club Overwatch stream of the year. And welcome to Oasis. We're going to be getting into the first game of the series. And I should say, not necessarily the final Club stream of the year, but of their regular season, I do believe. I could just be entirely mistaken. However, I believe. Okay, I need to check the schedule better, because I think they might actually have more games. But regardless, on to one of the biggest matches. Both of these teams, I believe, being undefeated thus far, are Western Michigan Broncos versus Cincinnati White. We're looking at a little bit of a departure from the norm today from Western Michigan here. I'm wondering if this is the product of a little bit of prep against this team, where instead of our typical comp, we are running Ramatra as well as running Venture, which are two characters that we don't typically put into our basic comps, our default comp. Maybe it's based on the map, or maybe it's based on, just some prep. Who knows? Just a lot of poke here before the point opens up. Both teams trading back, poke from each side. Hands coming out from Cincinnati's Ramatra. That is an anti onto Monkey. Monkey is going to be going down dangerously low. Going to be going down. First death is the WMU tank. WMU going to be picking one support off in return for that. Going to be 3 more deaths coming across the board. Cincinnati is a little bit up on the fight. Looking like Cincinnati is going to be able to take the first possession here on Oasis. Both Ramatras just blasting at each other. Absolutely letting each other have it. An aggressive arms usage here from Cincinnati. Both Ramatras now in arms, just punching at each other. Looking like with that support ult coming out from Cincinnati, it's going to be going slightly in favor of Cincinnati. 2 for... Fight is still close, though. This could very well be brought home by the Broncos here. A really good kill there, meaning that this fight, which started with a support ult coming out from Cincinnati, is overall going to go in favor of Western Michigan. Really well played on the fight to be able to bring it back and get control of the point. There's a tracer duel. Boom, and that's a 1 tracer duel from Jester for Western Michigan. That's going to give them the advantage here. And a bomb! Boom! Really well timed on the Suzu there. Well, really not well timed on the Reaper ult, though. An absolute tragedy for Cincinnati. Gonna mean that Western Michigan's gonna be bringing home the win on that fight as well. Pressure flank quickly sniffed out by Cincinnati, not allowing any of those reindeer games just as of yet. Cincinnati with an interesting swap to the Zen here. But overall, going to be rushing on to point. That Ramatra is really deep. Just leaving the backline completely unattended for Cincinnati. Meaning Western Michigan, they may lose their tank here, but that's 3 down from the backline on Cincinnati. That's going to be really dangerous for them. That's going to mean the tank going down. That's going to mean the only one left is the Reaper. And I don't think that he could drop that big of a Reap bomb right now, considering it's up 33%. Meanwhile, Western Michigan sitting on 3 ults, nearly 5, as opposed to the 1, basically 2, nearly 3 from Cincinnati. They're going to have to do something fast here, though, because this is going to be the last fight of the match real quick. Western Michigan pushing us into overtime here with control of this point. That's going to be the first kill onto Jester's Tracer. Dove the backline aggressively. That's going to be 3, 4 ults immediately. Drop 5, make it ults. Reap Bomb picking up 2 with Monkey's ult, getting another. Going to be everything on the table here in this final fight, and it looks like Western Michigan's going to be able to team wipe Cincinnati and is going to take the first objective on Oasis. That was a really exciting one.
Ready for battle. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Going to be getting into map number 2 here on the series. Going to be Western Michigan on their bread and butter with an interesting Reaper angle here instead of the typical Genji. But overall, going to be getting quick pick right off the bat here onto that Sojo. Going to be making a Western favored fight right away here on part 2 of Oasis. Western Michigan taking first control of the point with the Reap Man just chilling on there. Meanwhile, Lucio is trying to poke at him a little bit, but flanking Lucio is not the most effective strategy for Lucio, I would say. Gonna be a death from the Ramatra there just to get swapped off, get onto the D.Va, get onto something that can take this high ground a little bit easier, a little bit faster. Not a bad swap in my opinion. Going to be 1 down on the side of Western Michigan. Going to be looking... Will Cincinnati be able to push for any more here? Boom, that's a big Tracer Bomb. Going to be de-meching that D.Va. Going to be making the tank go down from Cincinnati. Reaper just got... That is almost every ult from Cincinnati on the table right now. Just dying with those ults, except for the Tracer Bomb, which is going to detonate doing nobody in, unfortunately, from Cincinnati. Western Michigan, 3 ults. Cincinnati, 4. Mathematically, I like this for Cincinnati. Execution-wise, though, I'm liking this for Western Michigan. That's immediately going to be 2 ults coming out from Western Michigan. That's going to be a D.Va Bomb dropping in the middle, getting nobody. Western Michigan going to be 5 strong still with only 2 left standing from Cincinnati. A D.Va and a Tracer. Tracer dropping, but not fast enough to touch. That's just going to be the map going over to WMU. Map 1 of the series will be Oasis. Going over in favor of WMU. Not always their strongest map, so really impressive to see them go 2-0 on it here right off the bat. The CTF Goat Monkey bringing us home with that. A really good first map there from Western Michigan. I was very surprised to see how strong of a start we had on Oasis. This team not always coming out strong in the first round of the map, but managing to bring that home 2-0, really impressive. Oh, baby. Kings Row for map 2. Say no more, I am sold. Looking back on it, that was a devastating Diva ult at the end there from Cincinnati, because if it didn't get caught on the ledge up top there, that would have been probably a 4K. If it had gone down, it would have landed right by Western Michigan and done some devastating damage, but it just hit nobody. It was a firework in the air for Western Michigan to celebrate their victory with.
Initiating.
Getting into Kings Row here. Everybody's excited for a classical game on the King's Road. A pretty map as well. Absolutely quintessential peak map design.
Ready for battle.
Gonna be Western Michigan coming out with pretty standard comp for them. Gonna have Monkey on the Ramatra, not the Winston, because, you know, on Kings Row defense, Winston is playable, but takes... It just adds an extra factor of difficulty that you don't have to have. You're not forced to do that, so why would you choose to make it more difficult, you know?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Widowmaker off the bat here, immediately going to be sniffed out by Jester. Immediately nope, never mind, we're not looking at that guy. And that's going to mean an immediate Widow swap off to Sojo. Playing Ring Around the Rosie around the statue, around this pillar here, right off the bat. Mr. Michigan giving over a little bit of ground here, but... Oh, that Suzu not connecting onto Monkey is going to be devastating. That is such a small miss, but such a devastating issue. That's going to mean 2 are going down. That's going to mean 3 going down. Probably going to mean 4, and it's most likely going to mean this first little objective is just going to be full capped here off the first push. Oh, that is a just tragedy for Western Michigan.
Objective lost. Disrupted. Stop.
5 minutes on the timer there is never what you want to see, but Western Michigan holding this first choke here. Going to be 1 picked off by Cincinnati, taking down that Kiriko, meaning that they get to push forward a little bit more. Take a little bit more space. Ooh, almost a pick back onto the enemy Sojo there from Jester. Really good punching there. Coming out, breaking that Ramatra, putting him back into the scrap heap, sending him to respawn. Western Michigan having reclaimed this choke point. This door is just it's so difficult to push through. So this is really where they want to be able to hold the line at. Arms already going out, meaning that's going to have to be a Ramatra just to keep the arms going, just to keep punching. But nobody's there. Everyone on Western Michigan just left, and that means that Monkey and Reaper have just been punching away in the back line. Bertram absolutely blasting on him. Monkey punching away. And Jester is just taking pot shots now. Gonna be 2 counter supportals from Western Michigan coming out in response to that nano. And that's gonna be just slowly but surely they're going to push it back and reclaim the space. 3 ults still on the table for Western Michigan. Only 2 on the table. Almost 3. Yeah, you can basically say it pulse bombs up at any time. So 3 for Cincinnati, meaning this is going to be down to execution. This is not going to be a matter of one team has more ults than the other. Matra pushing in with arms, just using arms aggressively every time. That's going to be the Reap Bomb dropped by Bertram onto 2 in the backline, doing me proud with the Reap Bombs. That's going to be another pick onto the Ana. That's going to be a 4K for Bertram on the Reaper, including a punch to the old woman. That's just, you know, elder abuse at that point. She's fragile, you know. Old brittle bones. Western Michigan having burnt those cooldowns, wanting to walk back a little bit here, not trying to hold that choke that they are not allowed to play in. Overall, giving a surprising amount of space here. That's going to be the arms out. That's going to be Reaper going up to the high ground, clearing up that room. Western Michigan going to be going 1 for 1 on that overall. That's going to be some ults coming out onto the table. The Orbital Ray from Cincinnati and the Suffering, I guess. The Storm of Suffering? I don't know what that's called. From Western Michigan, from the Ramatra. Slowly but surely, he's going to go down, though. And eventually, with nobody on the payload, Cincinnati will win the fight and start to get a little bit more push here. Overall, though, West Michigan is partially back, so Cincinnati's not going to get the full push here. But there's going to be one more fight on this point, assuming Western Michigan is willing to take it.
This ends now.
Gonna be 2 Sojo ults immediately coming out right here off the start of the fight. Trading shots back and forth, but that's 3 dead on the side of Western Michigan, right in sync with each other. That's gonna be this tick going over to Cincinnati, getting this closer spawn, getting the team kill, meaning that we're gonna be getting into the final stretch here, which is both the hardest and most dangerous part, where either team could very well just die. Cincinnati, though, taking so much space. Both Ramatras dropping their arms. Really good shot coming out from Sojo, picking off a Tracer. Gonna be 2 support ults coming out from Western Michigan just to stay alive in the fight here. Pushing back Cincinnati. Making Cincinnati's lines crack like my voice just did. Slowly but surely pushing them away. Reclaiming some of this space. Getting to set up this fight more on their terms. I don't love the amount of cooldowns that Western Michigan has going into this fight. Just looking at only the Reaper Bomb, but it could be big. It has to be big to deal with how many Cincinnati has. But it could be big. He's TPing up top. He's looking to drop on him. That was not what I envisioned when I said drop on him. Drop of the Reap Bomb. Gonna be taking down 1. Make it 2. Gonna be able to bring this fight home. Stop Cincinnati's push again, but they, again, have not invested ultimates and are now on the precipice of 5 ultimates. It would take a miracle for Western Michigan not to lose a fight against 5 ult. I imagine this will be the fight where Cincinnati begins just dropping ults left and right on them. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 ults from Cincinnati out, saving the Orbit Laser and the Sojo ult. Meanwhile, Western Michigan's backline just decimated. Frontline's dead too. 2 ults left from Cincinnati. Western Michigan is going to have one more fight with 2 ults of their own. But it's going to be close. The timer is ticking. That payload's getting closer and closer. 1 minute left. That's going to mean This will likely be the final fight one way or another. First ult coming out, second ult coming out, third ult coming out, fourth ult coming out. Every ult is used on the table. Everybody throwing everything that they got at it. That's going to be Sojo picking the Sojo. Going to be getting Sojo ult advantage there. Going to be 2 picks from Jester on the Sojo. Going to be that Ramatra ult just taking away, burning that Ramatra down. Overall, Western Michigan's reclaiming the space, and there's going to be one more fight in this game. That's going to be a really good stagger on that Ana. That's going to mean that it's really late that Cincinnati is able to push up. Cincinnati's trying to play up a little more aggressively here, a little bit closer, because they know that they have to be able to get to the payload to touch it. 20 seconds on the clock, though, and they have to be walking into Western Michigan, but their Ana's still in spawn. She's just getting back. Hero coming out from Western Michigan, going to be using their ult first, using that little advantage that they have, pulling the trigger on their 2 support ultimates. Overall, it should be a fight going over in favor of Western Michigan. That's going to be 1, that's going to be 2, that's going to be 3 kills going over for Western Michigan. Just a Sojo and an Ana left standing. Ana cannot get to the payload, and that's going to mean that Western Michigan is going to stop the push at 2. Pretty deep push, pretty hard to get that full push on King's Row, but denying the full push does mean that Western Michigan can win this map without going into overtime, into a 3rd round, into a 4th round, any of that nonsense. Western Michigan can get a full push and just win off of this. And you know, that's what you really want when you're playing defense. You can't expect a full hold. Just full hold, stomping someone out of the game, very difficult to do. But reasonably, you can't ask for much better than stopping them before they get a full push, just because that means you can get you don't even have to get the full push, you just have to get a little bit longer than them, and you're good. You don't need to go into a 3rd round, you don't need to deal with any of that nonsense of the overtime, special rules, dangerousness. No. It's nice and simple. Win. That's my favorite strategy, personally. Just win. Western Michigan on a pretty standard comp here once again. Ooh, Jester starting it out on the Widow, just to see if he can pick off a head. Spot anyone off the bat. Not seeing anyone. Cincinnati playing pretty respectfully. Gonna shoot Zarya, take half her HP away, and just click on the button. He's gonna drop down, presumably change off to Sojo. Yep, there we go. And we're gonna be getting out there into the action. That's gonna be 1 dead from Western Michigan, though. Zarya just got a lot of charge and a lot of poke for free without much counter healing coming out. That's gonna be Western Michigan getting pushed back a little bit here. That comp, especially with the Zen with that Discord, is going to be really damage heavy onto one particular target at any given moment. So that's something Western Michigan has to play respectful of, has to play around, has to be thinking about. That's going to be a wall splitting them off. That's going to be able to be handled by the 2 people who can jump over the wall, fortunately. But that is overall going to put Western Michigan in a very tight area here. All pretty... What did that guy just say? I've never heard that Ramatra dialogue before. Anyway, overall, 1 going to be going down on the side of Western Michigan. That's going to make 2-3, and that's going to mean that Western Michigan is going to be going back to the spawn room after that 4th death. Jester being the 1 man left standing, getting into the safety of his spawn room, walking back out, seeing if there's a head that he can click on. Right now, it feels like Western Michigan's falling into that trap where you can't turn the corner because you're low HP, and you're low HP, so you can't turn the corner, but you can't turn the corner, so you're low HP. Finally, though, everyone starting to just press their buttons, rush out there. That's going to be 2 kills for the Genji. That's going to be a bunch of ults coming out. All sorts of things being thrown onto the table, and that's going to be 3 for Monkey with the Ramatra ult. That's going to be a very clean and quick team kill from Western Michigan. Just losing their Kiriko, but those are disposable. You can kill plenty of Kirikos if you need to win some fights. You can get another one at the convenience store, like $5. It's nice and easy. Oh man, that Genji just got called a good boy and pulled a set down by that Zen, I ain't gonna lie. Western Michigan approaching this just devastating choke where you basically have to invest an ult or two to get through this. Reaper just walking up with that shield on him, with that bubble, just giving him immunity to everything. Gonna be dropping the 2 support ults to try to push through this choke, push through that corner, going as fast as they can, getting counter ulted though. That is unfortunately one of the hardest ults to actually do anything into, because it does just mean you don't unless they are one-shot. And that is going to mean that Western Michigan is going to be down to just 3 left standing. Monkey might go down here as well. Going to stay alive, going to hold on, going to get a pick back overall with a headshot coming through from Jester, zapping him down. That's going to be another kill, maybe? No, that May is going to ice block in time. That monkey is really low, though. That is a dead Ramatra. He is suffering. That is a dead Bertram as well. That's the second time that this Zen has shot him in the face. Bertram absolutely being blasted by these balls. Meanwhile, rest of Western Michigan's lineup is going to get out, get back. They've gotten through the choke, kind of. They now can go different angles, but still in this precarious position of we just have to keep throwing bodies at it until it works. Ooh, that's a reap bomb waiting to happen. The minute Western Michigan pushes up, that is going to be a reap bomb dropping from Cincinnati. Sniffed out though by Western Michigan. He's just not being allowed to do that. So he's just going to try to walk at him this direction. Overall, 3 ults invested there from Cincinnati. Overall, able to break 3 of them from Western Michigan, take 3 down, but not able to really cost a ton of ultimates, only taking the Ramatra ult off of Western Michigan's, and going to be swapping over to the Zarya. I'm surprised that they're not just breaking out the tried and true monkey here. Western Michigan ulting in with the Kiriko, matched by Cincinnati Kiriko. Going to be a blade from Genji, going to be matched by the Zen, who has that again. Wow. As Zen is getting a lot of value right now because he has been just absolutely blasting balls. Obliterating orbs, however you would prefer to say it. Smashing with spheres.
Good to see you. Hello.
Gonna be a swap of the Genji onto a
This
Reaper as
ends
well here.
now.
Gonna be pulling the trigger on the Sojo ult from Western Michigan. Gonna be trying to push in, see who can get killed real quick with that thing. That's gonna be the Mei going down. That's gonna be a Reaper all alone. That's gonna be Dojo pushing forward, trying to hit a shot. Only the Zarya in sight though. Gonna take down the Zarya. Oh, that Cleanse denying a kill, but the Kiriko getting the teleport out can mean that they only pick off 1 support. Western Michigan, though, having a big advantage with that support type, because that is a Zenyatta. That guy is slow. That guy does not run anywhere. He just kind of tranquilly load in the general direction. So that's going to be Western Michigan with the payload here, just at the precipice of taking this spot. 0.3 meters away. That's going to be Western Michigan picking it up off of the back of a good couple kills. That's just the difference being made there by a stagger on that Zen. That Zen going really low again. Western Michigan taking a lot of space right now. Holding this area for Western Michigan really, really good. Really, really what they are looking to do. Ooh, mirror Zarya ults. Everyone's just chilling in these orbs. The beat being dropped by Western Michigan. The Mei ult coming out from Cincinnati. Going to be pushing Western Michigan back a little bit. But nobody going down from WMU. 1 already down from Cincinnati. That's going to mean that Western Michigan can push forward here. Kiriko ults coming out from each team as well. That's going to be 1 going down from Western Michigan. That's going to be the Zen ult. That's going to be the Sojo ult. Everybody dropping everything that they can. Both teams having a Reaper ult here.
30 seconds remaining.
Both teams just poking at each other here, trying to get a lucky pick, trying to get a lucky poke out, trying to make it so that they have an advantage going into this final fight. Both teams have a reap bomb. That's going to be a big pick onto the Sojo, giving Cincinnati an edge here. That's going to be a counter pick. That's going to be both reap bombs. That's going to be a Zarya ult. That's going to be Western Michigan wiped clean. Going to be Cincinnati taking map number 2. Maybe not. Jester is able to touch, but only for a moment. Able to trigger overtime twice, but not going to be enough for Western Michigan to maybe touch again. Bertram is able to get there too. Lucio was able to get there too for a mere moment, but he's going to die right off the back of that. That's going to be Zarya there. That's going to be Kiriko there. Can Western Michigan keep doing this dance? I imagine Western Michigan slowly but steadily going to be going down here, and yes, that's going to be map 2 going over to UC White. Cincinnati striking back. A play of the game going to Icy Wolf, the tank from Cincinnati. That's going to be taking it to 1-1. That is really exciting. That means we're going to have a real series on our hands here, folks. None of that 3-0 stomp nonsense. That means we still got plenty of Overwatch to play here tonight. Ooh, Suravasa, one of my favorites. An all-time classic of a map. And we are in, once again, on to Suravasa.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Another Ramatra coming out from Western Michigan here, and a Doomfist coming out from Cincinnati. I don't know why, but this map just a lot of Doomfist. I guess it's a Doomfist map.
4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint. Mark it.
Both teams gonna have that Tracer, gonna have that Lucio, gonna have that Kiriko. Difference being the Reaper versus Genji and the JQ versus Ramatra. Wow, that Queen just died instantly. That's going to be a real quick early advantage here for Western Michigan. That's going to be Cincinnati kind of having to just run away or get shot to death here. With no tank, you do not really like those odds. That's going to be both their supports going down. That's going to be Genji going down. That's going to be almost everyone from Cincinnati just dying. That's going to be first possession going over to Western Michigan. That's going to be just arms versus arms. A slug match in the middle here. And that's going to be 3 going down from Western Michigan. It's going to be just Lucio and Ramatra holding on to this point for a little bit longer. But that's going to be 67, 69, 70, 72%, 74, 3. Man. I thought they'd get 1% there. And I'd be right on the end, whatever. And that's going to be 73% possession to Western Michigan when it gets swapped over to Cincinnati. That's going to be 2 ults being dropped right off the bat from Western Michigan here. Going to be 2 quick kills for him. Make it a third ult. Make it... Wait for it. A third kill. And that is going to be point possession. Swapped back over to Western Michigan. Be the final member Cincinnati picked off. Going to be 2 people real quick running from Cincinnati, trying to contest this point, trying to get in there and get that overtime triggered, but that's going to be walking into 5 of the Western Michigan's hands pretty quickly. That's going to be a kill onto a Lucio. That's going to be a Tracer Bomb doing not very much, and that's going to be overtime, barely going to be extended by the Genji. Going to be an ult coming out from the Kiriko, getting everybody in there with that Kitsune. That's going to be 1 kill going back and forth to each team. That Genji Blade just not killing anyone because Reaper is able to just go ethereal there. And that is going to be just barely not. That's going to be... Nope. Wait for it. Wait for it. And that is going to be the end of the first point here. Flashpoint 1 going over to Western Michigan.
Flashpoint Garden.
Both teams playing such fast-paced comps where it's just one after another can just dive in real quick and easy.
Let the Kitsune guide you. Draw strength from nature.
First possession here in favor of Western Michigan. Just throwing out a little bit of poke here and there. Back and forth, both teams poking away. Two nearly 3 ultimates in the pockets of Western Michigan. Only one, nearly two on the side of Cincinnati. Reap Bomb being dropped, killing none, bringing a few low. That's going to be one going down, two going down from Cincinnati. That's going to be a third kill, fourth kill picked up by Western Michigan, and then finally the fifth.
Team kill.
Western Michigan holding possession of this point a little longer still. That's going to be one ult coming out. That's going to be the beat being dropped by Cincinnati. Will Western Michigan drop the beat too? I imagine so. They'll begin suffering. So will Cincinnati. One picked up by Western Michigan here. One picked up by Cincinnati. Two by Western Michigan. Western Michigan having the team numbers advantage. Barely getting off that beat. That was so close to an Ajax. And that'll be the fight won by Western Michigan. Oh! That was a fantastic dash by Jester, using that stuck bomb on himself to kill the enemy Tracer, as well as obviously imploding himself. But you know what? That's a fantastic clip. That's one of those things that you see in the YouTube highlight reels and you laugh at that about, haha, that silly Tracer just got exploded. That's a fantastic kill right there. Zarya swap. Gonna be an interesting one to see. Both Kirikos dropping their Kitsunes. Western Michigan going to be dropping their tank really fast here. That Zarya is just completely unbothered in her lane, thoroughly thriving. Gonna be zero picked up by the Reap Bomb, just barely gonna have that Zen holding on. Gonna kill the Reaper, gonna get killed by the Lucio, but that means that Western Michigan doesn't really have a main DPS to kill this tank. They have a Tracer who can bounce around, but that's not quite enough. That's gonna be a good kill picked up onto that Tracer though. Gonna be just slumped down in the corner. Western Michigan now having the numbers advantage. That Tracer just relentlessly hounding this Kiriko. Slowly but surely, Cincinnati's Zarya is going to go down. That's going to mean the possession of the point's going to go over, be flipped by Western Michigan. Tracer looking for a flank, looking for an angle. Not really able to find one. Reaper coming up top to try to answer Lucio, being reminded that Lucio can just say no. Zenyatta does have Trank here. He can just be tranquil, be zen, be chill. Western Michigan has to kill people very fast if they want that to not happen, but that's overall a very good reason to get it out. Only thing they spent really was a bit of poke and a Tracer Bomb. Meaning that the re-engage with the Ramatra ult, with the arms, going to be very potent. But those two ults coming out from Cincinnati also very, very potent. Gonna bring this to a 2v2, going to be Binding Jester versus Oxton and Epic Bob. Epic Bob gonna be going down. Oxton gonna be taking down Shinings. There's a ball here now. Cincinnati is desperately holding on here. The ball swap because they have to have touch. If they do not touch right now, Western Michigan takes the point and takes the game. Miracle coming out, countered by the beat. Western Michigan is able to just give up a little bit of space here. They're not on that same strict timer. Now going for the re-engage, going for that counter-offensive with another Kiriko ult. I heard a Tracer Bomb go off. Nobody goes down to it. That's a Reap Bomb going off, though. That's going to be 3 dying to the Reap Bomb and the punching Suffering Man. That's going to be 4. That's going to be everybody but this Tracer going down. I have to imagine Tracer will go for a touch here, but not going to be able to get it in time. That's going to be the map going over to Western Michigan. Western Michigan being up 2-1 in the series after a win on Suravasa.
Play of the game.
I will give you shelter. I will tear victory from your grasp.
Really excited to be seeing this type of a series here where it's getting more tight, more competitive, more not necessarily stressful being the word I'm looking for, but more stressful, a little bit more high stakes, high pressure here for Western Michigan. A team is actually challenging them. And that is one thing that I really like to see. Going to be looking at Coliseo for map number 4 of this series. Match point for Western Michigan.
Initiating match. Ready for battle. Five, four, three.
Going to be looking at another Ramatra comp here from Western Michigan.
Objective
A little bit of a change up here, having the Juno and Lucio. Oh, and we're on to Kiri Lucio once again. Bread and butter for Western Michigan here.
Area denial.
Both teams definitely playing comfort throughout this series, playing same stuff each map, just stuff that is very comfortable, very familiar, very very unlikely for them to want to change it up when backs are against the wall.
Objective unlocked.
Gonna be 1 kill, making it 2 picked up by Western Michigan here. Make it 3. Getting the bot in motion.
Unacceptable.
Disrupting.
Devour them.
Western Michigan just holding this space while they get a ton of bot push. That is a blown up Reaper. That guy went flying. That is going to be a bunch of damage unloaded into the Ramatra there. Going to be a pick onto the Kiri. Going to be a response from Cincinnati. Pushing Western away.
Dressed to kill. Put them in the ground. I will give you shelter. They're pushing forward. Cut them down.
That's going to be another couple picks going to get the bot in favor of Cincinnati at this point.
Redouble your efforts. They're ahead. Put them in the ground.
This ends. This ends.
That's going to be the start of a bunch of ults being dropped. That's going to be both Sojo ults as well as a Kiriko ult from Western Michigan being dropped here.
Into the
That's going to be the Zen ult coming out after 2 have already been killed. It's going to keep them up for now, but I don't think it's going to prevent them from losing the fight. That's going to be Zen going down. That's going to be Reaper going down, and that's going to be Zarya going down. And that's just going to be a team kill despite the Zen.
Good to see you. Hey,
That's just unfortunate timing.
good to see you. Hey. Hello.
results not guaranteed if robot is dead.
Disrupting.
Western Michigan going to be closing in on the lead here, just mere meters away. That's going to be the first 1, 2 going down from Western Michigan. 3 with the Ramatra ult just getting nothing out of it. Just barely not going to be able to pick up the lead here.
Team kill.
Team kill for Cincinnati.
There they are. Get ready.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
That's going to be the beat dropped by Western Michigan. Going to be pushing in here, looking for the fight. That's going to be the counter orbit laser coming out from Cincinnati. That's going to be 1 going down from Western Michigan. That's going to be 2. That's going to be likely the fight in favor of Cincinnati, unless there's some crazy picks. That's going to be 1 more dying from Western Michigan. Make it another, and the last man standing is brought down.
Enemy forward spawn room activated.
Pausing at checkpoint. Greeting. Hello. Take everything from them. Into the iris.
That's going to be a... Ow! I cannot believe that that was back actually already. That's going to be a handful of ults dropped here. The Reap Bomb, that's going to be the
This ends now.
Zenol. That's going to be both Sojo ults coming out here as well. That's going to be a bunch of kills coming over. That's going to be just 2 alive on the 1 alive on the side of Western Michigan. That's going to be a pretty clean fight from Cincinnati, pushing Western Michigan, getting close to a last fight.
Dodge this.
Put them in the ground.
Not so fast.
That's going to be a pick for Western Michigan onto the Zen, giving them a little bit of space to fight back here. That's going to be a kill onto the Reaper, giving them a little bit more ground to take. That'll be a forward spawn disabled for Cincinnati. Going to be 2 more kills from Western Michigan picked up. Cincinnati quite staggered right now.
Put them in the ground.
Enemy force.
Western Michigan unlocking forward spawn. That's going to be a very big Zarya ult, but counter beated very quickly. Reap Bomb dropped the top of it, only able to get 1. Make it a pretty good fight overall, though. Having a handful of people low and cooldown's already burnt. Western Michigan's going to go down. Possession back in favor of Cincinnati.
Forward spawn loss.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Bunch of ults coming out, bunch being dropped all at once here as well. That's going to be a... This is just almost every ult in the game being dropped at this point. I can't even call out any specific ult. The only ones not really being used right now are Zarya and Ramatra, who is still holding on to it. Might still use it here towards the latter end of this fight, but overall Western Michigan is at a minor advantage right now. Yes. Overall, fight is slowly but surely going over in favor of Western Michigan, though overall doesn't mean too much because the spawn distances are pretty comparable, slightly easier for Cincinnati. So the bot will be just left there unmoved while both teams slowly come back to regroup.
Enemy forward spawn.
Western Michigan slowly but steadily coming up that hill, getting around that really hard choke.
Now.
Jester is just in there but gets kicked away like a fly. Oh, that beat just does not come out soon enough, and that's going to be Western Michigan getting wiped off the board once again by Cincinnati. We're able to hold on
Remaining.
a little bit longer.
Beat it up, everyone!
Western Michigan just barely holding on to this forward spawn here, just quite literally inches off.
Seconds remaining.
Kitsune no Kagizume o tokihanate. Locking satellite vector.
10 seconds remaining.
Western Michigan in this final fight, dropping ult. Both teams dropping so many ults in this last fight here. Western Michigan struggling to hold on, struggling to stay alive in this match. And it looks like overall they're going to be brought down, and Cincinnati will tie it up, winning map 4. UC White going to tie us up at 2-2, pushing us to a game 5, something we have not seen all season.
Of the game.
with a Zen play of the game, of all things. Not something I see quite often, but Zen has been an absolutely massive factor here. Oh, and that beat just barely not able to save him. Oh man, this is getting to be a heater of a series, either way. Honestly, no matter what team wins here, no matter who brings it home, this has been a fantastic series. Absolutely beautiful showing from both teams. Here's the question though, in this final map, where are we going to go? What are we going to see brought out? Backs against the wall for both teams. Anyone have something special saved up? Does anyone have anything left in the tank that we haven't seen yet, that hasn't been brought out? Going to be a Circuit Royale for Game 5 of this series.
Initiating match.
Western Michigan going to be taking this first attack
Initiating
on Circuit
match.
Royale.
Ready for battle. Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Right to see the Zarya here instead of a Sigma on this just quintessential Sigma map. Exciting to see all of the hit scan coming out from Western here. All of the skill checkers, shot takers. That's going to be a pick off on that Zarya. That's going to mean Western Michigan gets to push pretty uncontested here. The early Juno pick doing big work for Western.
Hello there. Try climbing that.
Wall keeping Monkey away from the rest of the team, but his barrier is able to just keep him safe a little bit longer here. Dropping the lamp just to make sure nothing funky happens here. That's going to be one pick from Western Michigan, though, onto that Mei. That's going to be giving them a bit more ground to work with here. A little less pressure on their tank as he walks up. Hanzo Widow just making this so hard to play for Cincinnati. I mean, a kill picked up by Jester on the Widow. Make it a second, and a third going over to ISO. Just a brutal comp here. Western Michigan taking the first checkpoint here on the map. Sorry. Battling the hiccups here. Absolutely brutal comp of just... You're playing Valorant at this point. You peek a corner, your head gets knocked off. And there's just one guy who's just throwing balls and rocks. Well, two guys throwing balls, but one guy who does that and rocks.
Into the iris.
Gonna be 1-for-1 overall on the fight. Also burning the Trank just to keep up everyone on Western Michigan, besides obviously they died, but... Mail coming out going to mean, presumably, the death of Monkey. Never mind. He's gonna make it. Just barely gonna hold on to his life. Really well played from Western Michigan here. And they're gonna hold on. They're gonna be able to push up here.
Barrier has fallen.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
That'll be the Widow ult used. That'll be the... Both Widows dead. That'll be the support ult from each team. Another support ult coming out to counter the damage ult coming out from Western Michigan and the Sigma Gravity. Widow ulting from Spawn on the side of Cincinnati just to help the team win the fight. Just a bunch of poke being thrown between the two Sigmas. Peso going down, shot dead by the Ash. Jester looking for shots, but just so low on health. Gonna be Zen going down, going to be Widow going down, that's gonna be Monkey, and that's going to be the whole of Western Michigan falling. Cincinnati holding on a little bit longer on this second Mr. Michigan deciding to go low, change it up, go back to their fast comp classics here. Just jumping in and destroying that Ashe. Everybody in there. Only one person caught by that ult. Going to be able to pick the Lucio there, but with Sigma busy in the air, that's a Widowmaker dead. That's Sigma dead. That's just another point secured by Western Michigan. Just playing too fast for anyone to react well.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Amalga comp is just gross.
Damn.
Coming through!
Gonna be forcing out a Zen ult here just for Cincinnati to stay alive. Western Michigan having the Mauga comp on the back foot.
Blocking satellite vector!
Not exactly a sentence you hear every day. Mauga comp in danger. Be dropping the Juno ult here just to restabilize everything.
This ends now.
Cybernetics regulated.
Western Michigan pushing Cincinnati closer and closer. A kill picked up onto that Reaper. I mean, Cincinnati is very much in danger. Lose this fight and lose a full push here. Genji gonna be counter ulting that, or synchronized ulting with that beat here. Just keep up the pressure from Western Michigan. That Zarya trying to counterpick this D.Va here. She's all alone though. She's just gonna be shot down. Western Michigan immediately diving towards those doors to deny a final touch from Cincinnati. Venture coming out and trying to get one more touch, one more little bit of time bought for the team. As everyone comes out, D.Va Bomb dropping in the middle of the room, but nobody's there to catch it, but nobody's there to touch because of it. Meaning Western Michigan gets the full touch with full push, sorry, with 22 seconds left on the clock.
Switching sides. Initiating match.
We are looking at a real banger. I'm not gonna lie. This is right here where the match is determined. This is where it gets decided who wins, who loses, who just, gets benched immediately for an abhorrent performance, who gets told that they're the GOAT and, you know what, you're in charge of the team now. Here's the key to the city. It all comes down to this. And it's a Sigma mirror again to start it out.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Barrier unsuccessful.
Both teams with some good long-range pick potential. Both teams with Sigmas just throwing little balls at each other. The Sojo getting a pick on a Widow here. Fantastic shots from Western Michigan. Gonna be trading back and forth. Trading tank for damage here. Western Michigan at the slight advantage off of it. The swap to a monkey here, marking the start of the counterwatch swaps of doom from the tanks here. Gonna be one picked off on the side of Western Michigan here. Gonna be a trade back onto the tank though from Cincinnati, meaning Western Michigan does get to hold on to this area a little bit longer. Gonna be taking one more down. Gonna be giving a nano to the Sigma, keeping him up, keeping him strong.
Locking satellite vector!
This ends now.
Into the iris.
Bunch of ults being traded, but overall the fight going in favor of Cincinnati right now. Payload being able to hit that crucial mark that just gets the forward spawn enabled for Cincinnati here, pushing it up a little bit further. Western Michigan, though, able to swap off of their comp off of that, able to change things around a little bit, swap onto more of a dive, fast, speedy comp that they love to play. Cincinnati taking so much space here with the blade coming out. Pulling the trigger on this fight so much faster than Western Michigan, who are able to take down two themselves, but that's just not going to be enough, and that's going to be a full team dead for Western Michigan. Only 3 dead on the side of Cincinnati. That will be a nanoed up Lucio. Pushing Cincinnati out, pushing them down.
Good to see you.
Both monkeys having dove in, just zapping a bunch of people. First picked down on Western Michigan is going to be both DPS. Still holding this space though, but just barely holding on. Western Michigan getting pushed back a little more and a little more. Popping the Winston ult just to stay up, stay safe, stay alive, and keep holding on to this point a little bit longer here.
This ends now.
Dropping the Sojo ult to start taking some big shots out. Really trying to hold on to this point, trying not to be pushed up against a wall. Going to be a 1-for-1 trade there with the Tracer ult being dropped onto the Ana. But Western Michigan just barely going to be able to hold on to this area, hold on to this point.
60 seconds remaining. Gale the Mahal.
Vamos esculachar!
That's going to be a nano to reap bomb. That's going to hurt.
30 seconds.
Western Michigan gained 3 quick picks on the fight. Make it a 4th kill. Make it Tracer going to be getting out of there. The lone survivor from Cincinnati.
Hey,
And suddenly we're into the last fight with Cincinnati only having 1 ult with that last minute tank swap.
10 seconds remaining.
Cincinnati having the big blade from the Genji able to get us into a fight here, but will it be enough? Overtime is triggered. Genji is blading in the back, going to be just chasing after the Sojo. Now on to the Ana, going to be picking up a 2nd kill here. Meanwhile, Monkey is just flinging fools left and right. Going to be the last man standing for Western Michigan on that Winston. Just barely going to go down. Going to not be enough to hold on to this 2nd point. Going to be pushed into the final stretch. This is the last minute and 20 of the regular part of the map. Cincinnati must get a full push here in the allotted time, or Western Michigan will just win.
Breaking them down.
Misery made manifest.
Both teams just trading back and forth here.
30 seconds remaining.
Going to be dropping a Kiriko ult on the side of Cincinnati. Western Michigan not having anybody go down to it. Just, you know, giving up that space, giving up a little bit more time because they don't need to win everything. They just need to stop this last push, and that's going to be a nanoed Monkey diving in. That Diva is uncontested on the payload currently, though. Going to be dropping a bomb here now that Western Michigan came to contest. Just barely going to be out of the line of sight, but that's going to be a remake kill onto the Lucio, just giving him a smushing of a lifetime. And that's going to be a Monkey alone. That's going to be a big reap bomb getting just completely eaten by the Diva. Just eating that for breakfast, and that's going to be Western Michigan's line going down. It's going to be just Sojo, Lucio, and Ana holding the line for Western Michigan. That's going to be 2 big kills for the Sojo, though. That's going to be able to keep it pretty even. Only the Tracer and Diva left for Cincinnati. Both of them real low. Tracer goes down. Diva gets demeched. Diva slept. Diva goes down. And Western Michigan is able to clutch it up at the very end of the map. Gonna win this map. Gonna win this series 3-2 in an insane series. Off of a crazy last fight. The play of the game is from the final fight.
2 down. Cybernetics regulating. Railgun charged.
Just absolutely shooting heads left and right, just thawing through the back line there of Cincinnati. A fantastic showing from our still undefeated Western Michigan Club team here. Just a fantastic showing today. Even with their backs against the wall, pushed to match point, game 5. They went the whole way and managed to clutch up another win. Fantastic showing today from the Broncos. Yeah. thank you everyone very much for watching, for coming out to the stream, everything like that. Thank you very much for supporting our team. Make sure to let them know they did awesome. They did some fantastic games today. Just absolutely a fantastic series to watch. And an amazing job from Cincinnati as well, getting so close, pushing this undefeated team really to the limits. That was a fantastic series that could have gone either way, and very proud of our Broncos for bringing it home. Stay tuned in the Discord, Club Esports WMU, for future matches coming up in the near future. Make sure to get involved in the Discord, get involved in the Twitch chat, and follow our Twitter, follow our Instagram. Yeah, thank you all very, very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.